Hey, all you smart silver stackers out there, I hope all is well with you. Welcome to the live stream for today. So there was another big move in metals today, and if you look at the daily chart of silver, it's going up. Now, let me show you an X post I made on Saturday. This trend line from the middle of August has been helpful for silver. After the decline, silver is no longer overbought, which makes way for the next higher. We're not out of the woods yet, but this is the trend line that shows silver's good long-term outlook. This is what I was highlighting. Well, that support didn't hold. In fact, that trend line was broken right now, before the markets even started today. It's around 330. As a result, it looks like we will close below that, which makes me think that there may be more fall here. That being said, there is one thing I'm sure of, and please note that this is just my view and not financial advice. But I'm pretty sure that this drop will not last too long, even though it looks pretty sharp in gold and silver right now. Maybe it will stay down for a week or 2 months, but that doesn't mean it will end tomorrow.
My personal guess is that we'll end the year back above 50. I still think that will happen, and we'll talk about some of the reasons why in today's movie. For now though, let's stick to the basics and look at gold. Gold is kind of the same. Gold fell below this trend line that goes back to August, and it has now stayed below that line as well. Even more important, the price of gold is below $4,000 right now, and it looks like we'll close below that level. You know that $4,000 is support. It looked like the new floor might be the answer if that doesn't work again. There might be one more bad thing about this. Let's quickly look at the mines. They are also getting a lot of flack. This has a lot of trend lines on it. Let me remove some of them for you. The green line shows the old all-time high from the 2011 bull market. We broke above that in September, and it looks like we'll be testing that again. Could that also fail? Yes.
Anything could happen. In recent films, podcasts, and live streams, I've talked a lot about how this is mostly true for silver prices, but it's also true for gold prices in some ways. More so with silver and mines, prices can go up very quickly, but they usually go down even faster, right? The stairs go up, but the elevator goes down. In the case of silver, it's kind of like taking the elevator up and the high-speed lift down, right? We saw on to the highs because this was a fast rise, above $50, but I want to zoom out on this chart and look at the big picture first before we get into some of the more important news. Also, I want to make a point of saying this before we move on from the daily. In that X post, I talked about how the RSI showed that the metals were way too expensive, having been solved by the sale that is still in place. I mean, the relative strength measure of metals had reached its most overbought level in years, and that situation has definitely been fixed today, right? So now we are in a place where silver and gold will start going up again once their correction phase is over. I think they will do that again, and we'll talk about why. But if you watch this show, you already know a lot of those reasons. Because the way our money works means that the value of the currency will always go down, and we're now entering a very fast debasement phase. Anyway, when they do start moving up again, it will be a bit more stable because they've fixed the overbought situation. Also, I'd like to show you the 200-day moving average for silver. This is a yellow line that shows the 200-day moving average, which is an exponential moving average. The last time we touched that level was in April, during the sharp sell-off related to tariffs. As you can see, we are way overbought above the 200-day moving average. These moving averages are important technical levels to keep an eye on. If we change this to a 50-day exponential moving average, you can see that's where we found support today. We didn't quite touch that level, but we got pretty close. If that level fails the 50-day moving average, how much lower could silver go? We could even get close to the 200. It's possible, but I don't think the sell-off will be that big. However, the market doesn't care what I think, and technically, it could fall even more. But again, we need to look at the big picture, and silver is still in a great bull market. This is a chart that we've looked at a lot. You know the chart for the very long run. Let me change this to a 3-month deal instead. If we get rid of this moving average, we can see that silver is about to break out of this cup and handle pattern. It has kind of been tried again. For now, the breaking level is below that, but if you look at this pattern, I mean, this is a very bullish pattern when you look at the 3-month level. Also, keep in mind that the RSI is still pretty high, which is another thing to keep an eye on. As you can see, the market goes through big ups and downs all the time. Sometimes you have to trade sideways for a while, and other times you have to consolidate to make sure you keep your gains before taking off to the next level. This chart shows that silver has a lot more room to go up if we can get back above that line. However, gold recently followed a very similar pattern that we can use as an example. From April 2020 to April 2024, gold had this large cup and handle pattern that went back to the 2011 highs. It tested that breakout level once, 3 times, 4 times, broke above it, and then fell back below it. That was right before the big breakout, do you see? Gold broke above that line, among other things. It went back down, stayed there for 2 more months, and then it broke out. That's when it really took off to the upside. So what silver is doing now is very much the same. You do understand that we went above the trend line? It was above us now. We're back below, and I think we'll stay below for another month or 2. It's a present. Okay, and feel free to join the live stream chat. If a sell-off like today's really bothers you, leave a comment below while you watch it later. When the price of silver drops, especially sharply, a lot of people cry, manipulation. But it's not always manipulation, right? Market action means that assets that aren't controlled by bankers do go down from time to time. I will admit that there is some manipulation going on with silver and gold, but not every move is based on manipulation. People sometimes make money. Other investors do sell sometimes, but leave a review and tell me if this kind of selling bothers you. Well, it's a bummer if you have a portfolio of silver-related derivatives like ETFs and mining stocks, because those take a hit. But when it comes to physical, I have no doubt, again, don't take this as financial advice, that the metals are going to go much higher because we live in a system where fiat currency is constantly losing value. I am still gathering metals. I bought more than 50, because who knows, that break above 50 could have been the last time we would be above 50. No one knows for sure in the short term. But now that prices have gone back down, I see it as a chance. This seems like a great place for stackers. Stackers should be very happy about this, and we should all be thankful that we have another chance to buy silver below $50. In fact, you can buy it below $50 right now. This is the page with deals on SD Gold. They have 90% US, the spot price for silver coins. So there you have it. A lot of small investors are looking at these prices and selling off their physical assets. That's why junk silver is so cheap right now. At spot, it doesn't get much better than that.